Before the world grabs your attention, take a moment to grab your soul back. Each morning offers you a secret doorway, not to the noise, but to yourself. As the Buddha said, what you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Yet most people wake up only to fall back asleep, not in bed, but in life, scrolling endlessly, thinking thoughts that aren't even theirs, chasing a reality that leaves them exhausted. But what if your morning became your power? What if the first thing you said to yourself could shape your entire day? Your mood, your peace, your focus, your life. In this video, you'll discover 5 powerful truths to tell yourself every single morning, rooted in Buddhist wisdom, emotional clarity, and deep inner transformation. The 5th one might just free you from everything you've been holding on to. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're not sure what to say, just type "My morning, my power" in the comments. Before we begin, subscribe to Deep Wisdom, where every video is a doorway to calm, clarity, and timeless Buddhist insight you won't find anywhere else. 1. I am not my thoughts. I am the silence beneath them. Every morning, the world rushes in before the sun fully rises. Thoughts start before our eyes even open. Worries from yesterday, expectations for today, fears for tomorrow. And most people suffer before they've even left the bed, not from pain in the body, but from the noise in the mind. There is a quiet storm that brews in our heads, and it steals our peace silently. But the first truth you must tell yourself each morning is this: I am not my thoughts, I am the silence beneath them. It sounds simple, but it holds the power to shift your entire day. You see, in Buddhist teachings, the mind is like a monkey, jumping from branch to branch, never still. But beyond the monkey's chaos is the sky, vast, silent, undisturbed. That sky is your true self. The mind thinks, judges, predicts, reacts. But you are the one who observes. When you begin the day by identifying with your thoughts, you tie your soul to their fluctuations. If your thoughts are anxious, you feel anxious. If they're self-critical, you carry shame. But none of that is you. You are the space that holds the thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. And this is why most people suffer before breakfast. They never pause to notice. They wake up already inside their mind, already believing the morning narrative their thoughts are spinning. I didn't sleep enough. I'm already behind. Today's going to be difficult. Without knowing it, they let their mind speak first and their spirit second. But a mindful morning is built by reversing that. Let your spirit speak first. Tell yourself, I am not these thoughts. I am the stillness watching them pass. This truth changes everything, because once you create that space, just a moment of awareness, you're no longer trapped in the storm. You are sitting beside it calmly, like a monk beneath a Bodhi tree, unmoved by the wind. When you observe instead of react, you give yourself the gift of choice. This is what meditation teaches us, not to suppress the mind, but to witness it. The suffering begins when we become our thoughts, believe them blindly, and let them define our inner state. But liberation begins when we see them gently and remember that we are the seer, not the seen. You are not the voice in your head, you are the awareness that hears it. And the more you rest in that silence, the more power you reclaim. So tomorrow morning, before the world has a chance to enter your mind, pause. Sit at the edge of your bed. Close your eyes. Breathe in. And speak this quietly to your heart. I am not my thoughts. I am the silence beneath them. That one truth is enough to begin rewriting the script of your life. Because the way you begin your day becomes the way you live your life. Can you sit with your mind without becoming it? That's the real question. Don't rush to answer it. Just carry it with you, like a lantern in the early hours. Let it guide your morning. Let it soften your reactions. Let it bring you back home, to the quiet place where you always belong. Because peace doesn't begin when the world calms down. It begins the moment you remember who you truly are. 2. Everything I need already exists within me. In the early hours, when the light is still soft and the world is just beginning to stir, there's a subtle illusion that creeps in, a quiet lie that whispers, "You are not enough." It arrives before your feet touch the ground, a thought that says you must become more, achieve more, prove more. And in that moment, you begin to chase. But before the first step of the day is taken, remember this truth. Everything I need already exists within me. Buddhism teaches that suffering begins the moment we believe something outside us will complete us. The moment we forget our wholeness, we start grasping at success, approval, love, validation. It becomes a loop. We run toward things thinking they'll fill an inner emptiness, only to find that the more we run, the more distant peace becomes. Because peace cannot be found in things. It is already there, like still water beneath restless waves. In the morning, this illusion of lack is strongest. It's in the scroll through other people's lives, in the mental checklist of all you haven't done yet, in the comparison, the self-doubt, the rush to be more. But when you pause and speak to yourself, everything I need is already here. You break the spell. You return to sufficiency. Not the sufficiency of ego, but the knowing of soul. The knowing that wisdom, strength, compassion, clarity, all live within you, waiting to be remembered. Imagine a seed. From the outside, it looks small, insignificant, but within it lies the potential of an entire forest. You are that seed, and yet most people forget. They seek light outside without realizing the sun also rises within them. The more you rely on the world to tell you who you are, the more power you give away. But when you turn inward, you reclaim it. Letting go of the need for external validation is not about becoming indifferent. It's about becoming rooted. When you're rooted in your own enoughness, you walk through the world not as a beggar, but as a giver. You don't chase love, you embody it. You don't seek worth, you express it. So each morning, before the noise begins, return to this truth. Place your hand on your heart. Close your eyes. Breathe gently. And remind yourself, everything I need already exists within me. Let those words sink in like warm light into your bones. Before you chase, do you know what you already carry? Sit with that question. Let it unravel the illusions. Let it open the door to a quiet strength inside you. Because the world will always ask for more. But peace only asks you to remember you already are. 3. Nothing outside me has the power to disturb my peace. There is a quiet strength that lives inside you, a strength not born from force, but from stillness. Each morning, the world begins to stir, and with it, energies rise. Chaos, noise, demands, expectations. Some will come to you with anger. Some will bring judgment. Some will simply move through life in a storm, and without awareness, you absorb it. But here is a truth that can change your entire day. Nothing outside me has the power to disturb my peace. You are not a sponge, meant to soak up the moods of others. You are a mirror, meant to reflect without attachment. In Buddhism, we learn that suffering often comes not from what happens, but from how we carry what happens. The moment you internalize another person's chaos, you lose your own center. You hand over your inner stillness for a moment of emotional reaction. But peace, true peace, is built by reclaiming that power. To live with calm in a chaotic world is not weakness, it is mastery. The mistake many make is believing that detachment means emotional coldness. It does not. Spiritual detachment is not a closing of the heart, but an opening of awareness. It is loving without losing yourself, helping without holding, listening without absorbing. Imagine a deep, still lake. Stones may be thrown, winds may blow, but the depths remain undisturbed. This is the practice, to let the world touch the surface, but never shake your foundation. You are not responsible for the weather of other people's minds. Their anger is not yours. Their fear is not yours. Their projections do not define you. What defines you is how you return to yourself after being pulled. Can you breathe instead of react? Can you witness instead of absorb? Can you remain soft even when the world is sharp? These are not small questions. These are paths to liberation. Each morning, you get to choose. Will you carry the world on your shoulders, or will you walk through it with rooted calm? The first creates tension. The second creates freedom. Say to yourself gently, "Nothing outside me has the power to disturb my peace." Let it be a reminder, not just of resilience, but of truth. Because no one can enter the quiet sanctuary of your mind unless you open the door. No one can steal your calm unless you forget it is yours. As your day unfolds, you will face noise. But noise only becomes suffering when you hold it tightly. Practice letting it pass. Like clouds through the sky, like wind through a field. Respond with love, but anchor in stillness. Speak with clarity, but root in silence. Return again and again to the breath, the center, the place untouched. What if your calm was your greatest act of rebellion? What if your soft presence, your unshaken peace, became your most powerful offering to the world? Let that be your path. Let peace become your default, not your reward. Because the most sacred thing you can protect is your inner quiet. 4. Today, I choose presence over pressure. Most people wake up already running, not with their feet, but with their mind. The pressure begins before the eyes fully open. Tasks to complete, messages to reply to, responsibilities waiting like an army outside the bedroom door. It's easy to forget that mornings are sacred. They're not meant to be consumed by urgency, but to anchor you in clarity. This is the truth to carry into the start of each day. Today, I choose presence over pressure. When you rush your morning, you rush your life. You start the day not as a mindful being, but as a machine, reacting, hurrying, checking, chasing. And before you've taken your second breath, the day is already in control of you. But Buddhism reminds us, again and again, to return. Return to the breath. Return to this moment. Because this moment is the only place life truly exists. The Buddha once said, "The trouble is, you think you have time." We live as if life is waiting for us somewhere in the future, after the inbox is cleared, after the meeting is over, after we've achieved just a little more. But life doesn't begin when everything is done. Life is happening now, in this inhale, in this exhale, in this sip of tea, in this ray of light warming your skin. And when you forget that, you lose the very thing you're working so hard for, peace. Pressure is often an illusion dressed up as importance. It convinces you that rushing is necessary, that multitasking is noble, that overwhelm is a sign of ambition. But pressure disconnects you. It pulls you away from the softness of the present. It blinds you to the quiet miracles unfolding all around you. the sound of your child's laughter, the beauty of the sky at dawn, the quiet joy in doing one thing with your full heart. Presence, on the other hand, is your true home. It asks nothing of you but attention. It requires no performance, no perfection, only that you show up fully to what is here. The mind will always try to wander into the future, into the past, into everything but now. But your power lies in gently bringing it back, again and again. Back to this breath, back to this step, back to this life. So when the morning comes, don't begin with your to-do list. Begin with a breath, a pause, a hand on your heart. Speak gently to yourself. Today, I choose presence over pressure. And watch what happens. The urgency softens, the noise quiets, and you begin to move, not from haste, but from awareness. You still do what needs to be done, but with grace, not panic, with rhythm, not rush. Are you living your life, or just surviving your to-do list? This question is not a burden. It is a doorway. One that invites you to step out of unconscious urgency and into conscious living. Let your mornings be a reminder of what truly matters. Not how much you do, but how deeply you live. Because presence is not just a practice. It is a way of returning to what's real, to what's sacred, to what's already here. 5. I am letting go, so life can flow. Each morning offers you a quiet choice to grip or to release, and most people, without even realizing it, begin the day already clinging to plans, to expectations, to how they think the day should go. Before the sun has risen, the soul is already tangled, already attached, already tired. But here's a truth that can free you. I am letting go so life can flow. Attachment is a subtle prison. You may not see the bars, but you feel the weight. The need to control, to predict, to shape the day perfectly. This tight grip creates inner friction. Buddhism teaches that suffering begins where attachment lives. The moment you say, "This must happen," you invite fear. The moment you say, "I can't let this go," you invite resistance. And resistance, no matter how well disguised, always creates tension in the heart. But life, like a river, was never meant to be forced. It was meant to be followed. Your plans, your desires, your dreams, they matter. But they are not meant to become chains. When you cling to outcomes, you block what is trying to unfold. You miss the quiet magic of things not going your way. Because sometimes life is redirecting you, not punishing you. But to see this, you must loosen your grip. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means stepping into flow. It means surrendering to a wisdom larger than your personal will. The bamboo bends with the wind, not because it's weak, but because it understands how to survive. You too can learn to bend, to trust, to release. And in that surrender, you don't lose power. You find it. There is a deeper strength in the one who surrenders with grace than in the one who clings in fear. To begin your day with the courage to let go is to open yourself to what life actually has for you, not just what you planned. Speak softly to your soul as the day begins. I release my need to control. I let go of how I thought it had to be. I allow life to guide me. Let these words be your compass. Let them create space in your chest. Let them return you to trust. Because the truth is, the more you loosen your grip, the more your life begins to move. Like breath, like water, like time. You become a partner with life instead of its prisoner. You respond rather than resist. You adapt rather than break. You welcome what comes and bless what leaves. If you released what you're gripping, who might you become? A softer version of you? A freer one? A wiser one? Hold this question in your heart as you move through the day. Let it gently unwind your tension. Let it guide your choices. Because the most beautiful things in life, peace, joy, love, they don't come from control. They come from flow. So as the day unfolds, trust the river, trust the detours, trust the pauses, and most of all, trust yourself to let go and still be whole. Quick summary of the 5 morning truths. I am not my thoughts. I am the silence beneath them. Each morning, recognize that your thoughts are not facts. They rise and pass like clouds in the sky. Don't identify with them, observe them. This awareness creates instant emotional freedom. Everything I need already exists within me. Instead of waking up with a sense of lack, affirm your inner completeness. You are not missing anything. Peace, strength, and clarity already live within. You just have to remember. Nothing outside me has the power to disturb my peace. No person, situation, or outcome controls your emotional state. You decide what enters your mental space. Make peace your default and protect it like sacred ground. Today, I choose presence over pressure. Resist the urge to rush. Slow down, breathe deeply. The real power lies in moving through the day consciously and calmly, not in racing toward imaginary deadlines. I am letting go so life can flow. Release the need to control everything. Clinging tight only creates tension. Surrendering allows peace, clarity, and life's true path to reveal itself effortlessly. There's a rare kind of strength that arises when you meet each morning with stillness instead of stress. The world pulls you in countless directions, but if you speak the right truths into your heart at the beginning of the day, everything changes. You no longer react to life. You respond from a place of clarity. These 5 truths are not just words, they are inner alignments. They remind you that peace isn't found, it's remembered. When spoken with presence, they become anchors in the storm, turning your mornings into sacred rituals of healing, strength, and intention. As the Zen teaching says, when the mind is still, the truth has a chance to speak. Begin each day by listening within, and watch how the external world begins to follow your inner calm. If this message brought you clarity, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share your favorite morning truth in the comments, and subscribe to Deep Wisdom for more inspiring Buddhist insights on living a peaceful life. Your peace may be the message someone else has been searching for.